In this lesson, we will learn how to apply texture in Adobe Substance 3D Painter. So let's begin. In this case, so I have here a ready-made model. So this will be our test subject or test model when we will apply texture later on. And as you can see, this model have already a UV information. So this is important that our model have a UV information when we will input or import here in 3D Painter. So what I will do here is basically I will export this as OBJ. Okay. By the way, if you are using different uh, 3D modeling software, this is or we have no problem with that as long as the file type is the same. So that will be OBJ. Okay, so I will export it. I will close the Maya. And moving on here in 3D Painter, uh, if you're new with this software, basically if you want to import an object here, navigate your cursor into File and New. Okay, so we have here Template. Go for the default or the standard, which is ASM PBR metallic roughness. So this is for the starter. And in the file, just click the select and find the object that you want to apply texture. In the document resolution, you can go for the higher resolution, but in this case I will choose the default, which is 1024. So by default, in the import setting, the auto unwrap is enabled, but as you can see in our object, so it has a UV information, so uh, there's no reason to auto unwrap the object. So that's why we'll disable it or basically uncheck. Okay, so proceed. So this will be our object. If you are if you are new in Substance 3D Painter, if you want to rotate the view, just hold Alt and then left click. If you want to zoom in and zoom out, just use your mouse wheel. If you want to pan the grid or environment, hold Alt and then the middle mouse button. And if you want to adjust the projection of light, so hold Shift and then right click. Okay, so as you can see, the UV information appears on the right panel in the 3D Painter. So first thing that we need to do here is we need to bake this object. So go to mode and then bake mesh maps. So this is important, no? To have a realistic output. Okay, and at the same time, if we bake the selected texture of or object, so it will be applied the materials with your 3D modeling software that you are using. So we can check the height and we can uncheck the thickness. Okay, and click the big selected texture And after that is go to return to painting mode. So this is the output after we bake the texture. So now let's try to apply the preset or the ready-made texture made by the 3D painter or the Adobe Substance 3D painter. So let's explore. I will delete this layer, and after that I will go here into add fill layer. So click. So the selection appears on it. So select all the UV information that you see here, just like this. And you see in the properties fill, just scroll down and then you will find color. Click the material mode, and here you go. We have different material sample. For example, denim rivet. Let's try to explore what will happen. So this is the output. If you want to delete the existing material, just click the X and then material mode again, rock face, so I think it is loading. Let's try another. So ground natural mud. So this will be the output. We have different presets here that we can use. Just like this. And I go for the what we use. Okay, so for example, this one, you can actually set the properties like flesh roughness, okay, the variation, the fiber density, marbling density, and so on so forth na. That's the basic. That's the basic on applying texture here in Adobe Substance 3D Painter. If you want to render it, just go in mode. Okay, just go in mode, and then you can also render it using the iRay. So this is the render engine of 3D Painter. So just click, and this is what it looks like if we render it using the iRay. And if you're satisfied with the view and the samples or whatnot, save render. Okay, and we have now the JPEG file. But if you want to export the actual texture, so we need to close this. Okay, we need to close this and then mode, sorry, file, and then export texture. Go to output templates. So find the PBR metallic roughness. So in this case, we can see different maps here. If we click the export, so this is what we will find later on. So we have here the base color, emissive, height, metallic, normal, and then roughness. So this thing will we can use this in uh, importing this texture into the 3D modeling software that you will use. So that's it for today, and I hope that you learned in our lesson. See you next time. Aaron here from Prof. Pinoy Pixel.